Hello, welcome to our Pnimi Satire Shir. Erev Shabbos, Vayakeil-Pekudei, Tavshin Pei. It is a very interesting and exciting time in history. We're all obviously in a very unique situation, quarantined in our homes. Fear of the virus. It's occurred to me, maybe start with the Milsa de B'dichusa. They say the Satmar Rav was once by a doctor, and after examining the doctor tells the Satmar Rav, he says that what you have is you have a virus. So the Rebbe says, "Avad is a virus. Was for a machla is das?" Right, in Hasidish, a virus is the way we say a virus. But Avada, when you see what's going on in the Welt, you have to recognize that this is a message to Klal Yisrael. It's a message to us, and it makes it an exciting times when the whole world gets turned upside down, and all the mirages, all the fantasies that Olam Hazeh has been throwing at us come crumbling down in a moment. The entire world is literally turned upside down. We know it's for Klal Yisrael to wake up Klal Yisrael, and when all the mirages are taken down, then we know this is a fertile breeding ground for Timar B'Kvayt Shemayim, because it's the mirages that are mastir Kvayt Shemayim, and when all the Yetzer Hara's mirages come and the fantasies that he's painting for people about Olam Hazeh come tumbling down, this is fertile ground for us to be working on B'Mar B'Kvayt Shemayim and recognizing Einan Mavadai, and to recognize that this is literally a setup for Bez Hashem Mashiach Tzidkenu that's going to come B'Mheira. Bez Hashem, this will be the last Pnimis Hatera Shir in Golus. In order to get the Korban Pesach B'Tayra this year, by next Thursday night we'd have to be in Eretz Yisrael with getting spritz with the Efer Para, and Bez Hashem Pesach Korban Pesach is Baba Tuma Barabata. The first Pesach is going to be Mahadrin Mina Mahadrin. So Bez Hashem will be next week at this time working on a Torah process in the Torah of the Efer Para, Torah of the Tumas Mesa. We'll all be zeichet to bring the Korban Pesach B'Tayra this year. And I heard Rabbi Shor said over like in such a Zada hair, just like no one in a million years would imagine that something that like this could happen to the world in the 20th century, 21st century. In the 21st century, the world is going to be under such attack by a simple virus. In a million years, no one would imagine that. You know what? In a million years, a lot of people would never imagine Mashiach to come next week. And, just like what we didn't imagine is here, we have to recognize that this is an opportunity to really strengthen ourselves in our Avodas Hashem. Be zeicha to really get a new outlook, a new Kabbalah, so Malchus Shemayim, which would be Mizakas to the Bias Goyal Tzedek B'Mheira. You know that there are 6,000 Shis Alfi Shnin Havi Alma, 6,000 years of Olam Hazeh, and 1,000 years of Yemei Mashiach, connected the 6 days of the week and Shabbos. The 6,000 years are the six days of Malacha, preparation, Hachana, Misha'achal B'Erev Shabbos, Yoicha B'Shabbos, and Shabbos Kodesh is Yemei Mashiach. We know that Mashiach has to come before then 6,000 years, and we're holding. When you look at the last 1,000, we're holding already 75%, more than 75%, almost 80% of the way there. Halach mamash samach l'shkia on Erev Shabbos. We're really holding by Kabbalah Shabbos. Mamash holding Kabbalah Shabbos. And in Kabbalah Shabbos, that's what the kapitel of Kabbalah Shabbos are. They are talking about preparing and yearning for Mashiach, especially the last kapitel that we say before the Chadaidi. Mizmor David, Haval Hashem B'nei Elim, Haval Hashem Kavod Vayis, Haval Hashem Kavod Shema Yishtachvel Hashem B'Hadras Kodesh, Kol Hashem Al Hamayim. We talk about Kadosh Baruch Hu's covered, all the Kailos of Har Sinai, right? The Mepharshim said that this pasuk talks about Matan Torah, but it also talks about the Kibbutz Galuyos. And there's a very interesting pasuk towards the end of the kapitel that talks about right before you get to Mashiach. State in pasuk, Hashem lamabel yashav, v'yeshiv Hashem melech li'olam. Hashem brings a mabel, v'yeshiv Hashem melech li'olam. And Hashem is becomes the accepted, undisputed melech li'olam. Hashem ois la'amayite, and Hashem gives ois, which is Torah. Hashem gives gvura to Klal Yisrael. Hashem yivarech es ameh v'shalom. Hashem benches us with shalom. And this is what Mashiach brings to Klal Yisrael. It's Hashem yivarech es ameh v'shalom. What precedes Hashem yivarech es ameh v'shalom is Hashem l'mabel yashav. Hashem brings a mabel. We know already that Kadosh Baruch Hu made a shvua that He's not going to bring another mabel after the mabel of in the times of Noach. What is Hashem l'mabel yashav? What could be the pshat over here? Rabbi Shor brings down in his letters that he's sending out in the Torah that he said it over on Shabbos, last Shabbos. He brought down a Tosefta, Parak Beis of Tainus. The Tosefta at the end of Parak Beis of Tainus says the following. The Tosefta is talking about this haftacha v'lo yi'od hamayim l'mabel ki mei noach zois le'asher nishbati. So she brings down the shua that Hashem made. He's not going to bring another mabel. Mabel shemayim ein mevi. Have a mabel shel eish shagafers. He could bring other types of mabels. He brought a fire and sulfur, like we find by Sodom. Rabbi Yehuda says he doesn't bring a mabel of everybody, but he brings mabel of Yechidim. People drowned, boats go down. Rabbi Yossi says, listen to what Rabbi Yossi says. This is Rabbi Shor's Maramakim. This shir should be a schus refuah shlema. The Rabbi Shor should have refuah shlema b'mheira. Avram ben Shifra refuah shlema b'sech shachar Yisrael. Rabbi Yossi omer mabel shamayim ein. Avamabel shadever lo'ivdik chavim limois haMashiach yesh. Yossi says Hashem not going to bring another mabel of mayim, but He's going to bring a mabel of dever, a mabel of plague lo'ivdik chavim for the goyim limois haMashiach by Mashiach. He brings a pasuk in Zechariah. Zechariah Aleph ekach smachli es noyam ha'oimer v'tufar b'yom ha'u. So it's very interesting. This Tosefta, Parak Beis, towards the end of Parak Beis of Mesechus Tainus, talks about a mabel right before Mashiach. And after this is the mabel that's being referenced in. Maybe this is the mabel that's being referenced in this Mizmor. Hashem l'mabel yoshav v'yeshiv Hashem melech li'olam. That right before Kadosh Baruch Hu is coronated as a melech le'olam, Hashem ois la'amayit, and Hashem gives a gewaltige gvura to Klal Yisrael. Hashem yivarach sama b'shalom. The ultimate shalom of Yemais HaMashiach is preceded by a makas dever, a mabel of dever le'umas ha'olam. The haftacha of the Tosefta is that this is le'umas ha'olam. Klal Yisrael, this mabel is going to be an awakening. It is going to be an awakening of Klal Yisrael to transform ourselves. Everyone is thinking today, when are we going to go back to normal? When are we going to go back to normal? And the truth is, it wasn't normal. The whole world was inundated with pursuits of Gashmias that was just lamala. Anyone watching what was going on was wondering how long could this be sustained? Like Kaviyachal, how long could Kadosh Baruch Hu be mekayim a velt where the whole velt is just running and running and running after more gashmis and more gashmis and higher levels of tuma and pursuits of taivas olam hazeh, be'isser, beheter. There were no holds barred attempts over here at everything. At the entire even in the firm world, the advertisements of come enjoy luxury. You're not embarrassed to try to sell me luxury. Luxury is what's known in Hebrew as a milah gasan. Luxury is the antithesis of avodas Hashem, and come for a luxurious 24. You stuff yourself 24 hours a day for 10 days straight, and this is what we're celebrating, and this is something that was not normal. And Be'ez Hashem will when we recover from this, what this matzah that we're in, will be in a new normal, a better normal, a normal with a focus, and that focus of what's important and what's not important is going to herald Mashiach Be'ez Hashem in Be'ez Hashem B'karv in the coming days. This mizmar over here is the Mekar that Chazal were samech on when they're Mesaken Shmein Esrei. Gemara Megillah tells us that Chazal Mesaken Yudches Brachos connected the Yudches Askaris in this mizmar. It says 18 times Hashem's name in this mizmar. This mizmar has in it all the Kach of Tefillah is from this mizmar. The Hashem Yivarach Sama Vashalom. Now it's obviously very zustellt to the bracha of Yivarach Sama Yisrael Vashalom. That's the last bracha Shmein Esrei. The Iker Shmein Esrei is the bracha of Magen Avram. As we know that the Kavanah of Pirush Hamilus is ma'akev only in the bracha of Magen Avram. And Magen Avram is a very esoteric bracha. It's very not understood, yet its kavanah is most important. What is it about Magen Avram that makes it most important? What is the pneumistic message of the bracha of Magen Avram? Magen Avram, if it is the ma'akev, it is the kavanah, it's ma'akev Shmein Esrei. What it means is, l'chayr is what it means is, the message of Magen Avram is what literally fuels the entire Shmein Esrei. It's the klal of Shmein Esrei. It's the key of Shmein Esrei. It's like Shmein Esrei, as we know, we've spoken about this many times, the Yoim B'fnei HaMelech. If you're Yoim B'fnei HaMelech and you leave out a bakasha, so then, okay, you left out that bakasha, or you didn't ask that bakasha so well. But if you don't get B'fnei HaMelech, if you don't open the door to get inside, you haven't started the conversation yet. Magen Avram l'chayra is the entranceway to Tefillah. It opens the door to Tefillah. What is the pshat? What is the pshat of Magen Avram? What is the deeper pshat of Magen Avram? I said this pshat many years ago. Not that many years ago, but I've said it before. Maybe people have heard it. Maybe even said it in a Pnim Soter Shir before. The taich of Magen Avram, Alpi Medrash, right? The bracha of Magen Avram comes from Anochi Magen Lach. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave a haftacha to Avram Avinu. Anochi Magen Lach Scharcha Har B'Me'od. What does it mean? Anochi Magen Lach Scharcha Har B'Me'od. Anochi Magen Lach means HaKadosh Baruch Hu told that the Medrash tells us that Avram Avinu was afraid that he lost his chusim because he just had tremendous nisim with the war with the 4 kings. And he thought he lost his chusim. Hashem said, "Anochi Magen Lach." HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Avram Avinu, "Haftacha, everything I've given you is chinam. You have an oitzah matnas chinam by me. You have a never-ending credit. You have rights to go inside my treasure house. That everything's free. Everything free means there's no limit to whatever you want. It's open to you. Anochi Magen Lach is matnas chinam. The targum of the word chinam is migna. Magen is also a taich a taich of chinam. The bracha of Baruch Atah Hashem Magen Avram, it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives a haftacha to Avram Avinu. Anochi Magen Lach. Baruch Atah Hashem Magen Avram is we're we're typing in the code, we're accessing our zchus of Eitzem Matnas Chinam. Avraham Avinu had this haftacha of Eitzem Matnas Chinam, and us as Bnei Avram Yitzchak Yaakov, we have the zchus of Eitzem Matnas Chinam. Eitzem Matnas Chinam means you ask for it, and you be'emes ask for it. You connect HaKadosh Baruch Hu and you ask for Kvod Shemayim. This is what Avraham Avinu wants. This is what Klal Yisrael wants. There's Eitzem Matnas Chinam on that. With this in mind, we understand why the Bracha Magen Avram is so important. Because as we know, the halacha is that a person has to daven derech tachanunim. Tachanunim means ka'ani mevakesh ala Pesach. You have to daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, recognizing that we have nothing, and we're asking you b'schus nothing, without any schus, please give us. We ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu to matnas chinam. That's a type of tachanunim, b'lashon of matnas chinam. The way a person has to be mevakesh to HaKadosh Baruch Hu has to be ka'ani mevakesh ala Pesach and matnas chinam, because when you come with matnas chinam, you connect to the power of Magen Avram, which is the Eitzem Matnas Chinam, that this is what we connect to. A Yid comes to HaKadosh Baruch Hu with chus atzmai. He thinks he has chusim. As we learned in Gemara and Bracha tells us, if you think, oh, you daven with such a kavan, you're going to get answered, you have no chusim to be answered. Our chus to be answered is our matnas chinam, haftacha chesed HaKadosh Baruch Hu, haftacha of matnas chinam. And that's how a person has to daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The taich of Magen Avram can say that this is the taich of it. Ka'ani mevakesh ala Pesach. And that's why it's so important to Shmoneh Esrei. In order for Shmoneh Esrei to be answered, in order for Shmoneh Esrei to get in the door, we have to get into the Eitzer. The Bracha Magen Avram is the key to open up that Eitzer, Eitzem Matnas Chinam. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, B'chazdai, said, Lahalacha, you want to be yotze your davening? I need your davening to work. You're not yotze davening if your davening is not working. If you're going to daven and you're not going to get the taitzah of the davening, that's not davening. HaKadosh Baruch Hu insists that we have kavod in the Bracha Magen Avram to recognize that we enter into Eitzem Matnas Chinam and our tefillos get answered immediately. The gematria of Magen is 93, which is the gematria, one of the kavanas of Magen is the gematria 3 times Kael. You say Hakel, Hagadol, Hagibor, Hanoira, which means Hashem is Kael. He's Hakel Hagadol, he's Kael Hagibor, Hakel Hanoira. Kael is Kula Chesed. Even though Gibor and Noira are other midas, but when you understand that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Kula Chesed, everything is ultimately Chesed, so every midah is just ultimately meant to bring out the midas HaChesed of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that loss of love, we're going to see that everything is ultimately going to bring out, is just bringing out a Chesed. Even today's day, what's going on in the world seems to be a tremendous non-Chesed. But the MS is the possibility of this being a total chesed. The Klal Yisrael wakes up and discovers themselves. They discover their neshamas and they discover Kadosh Baruch Hu, and they herald Mashiach in with this new discovery. Ultimately, when a person realizes that being woken up is the greatest chesed, so that's what that MS is what this is going to be. Be'ez Hashem, a wake up call of chesed. The Klal Yisrael gets jolted out of its life of fantasy. It's a life of wanting one thing, wanting Kvod Shemayim, and wanting to be able to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu and bring nachas ruach to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So we have Magen Megamatcha 93, which is a chus of tefillah, which is Eitzem Matnas Chinam, which means HaKadosh Baruch Hu is ultimately going to grant us everything we want when we come appropriately. Ka'ani mevakesh ala Pesach. When we come as Yidden, that are bottled to Kadosh Baruch Hu, not coming as people that have our eigen adayas, our eigen ritzinus, just an ani coming and begging for the ultimate kvayt shemayim. When it comes to any machla, the Shem of Refuah brought down the Arizal is the second Shem of the Ayin Beis Shemes, which is a Yud and a Lamed and a Yud, the Gematria 50, which has to do with Midas HaChachma. You know, the Nun Shari Bina. Once a person gets a Nun Shari Bina, he's holding by Chachma, he's connected to Chachma. HaChachma Techaya is Baalel. Chachma is Mechaya. Chachma is Merape. It's a makam of Kula Chesed. It's for connecting to HaKadosh Baruch Hu on the highest madregas. Those of us who learn brachas together know the Taich of the Arizal says in the Maisa with Rabbi Lazar and Rabbi Yochanan when they were ill, and each one was mavaka each other, and they said, "Bina lach yisurin, do you want yisurim shalava?" And they answered back, "Lehein leischaran." I don't want them. I don't want the schar. I don't want the yisurim. Shtei nigmar yav le yadei v'ukmei. So they gave each other the hand, v'ukmei, and they meraped them. The Rizal says the way they meraped them was with this shame, and the Rashi Tevis of Yahiv le yadei is the Rashi Tevis of the shame that's of Refuah, which is a Yud and a Lamed and a Yud. And as they gave their hand, they said these words, Yav le Yadei, and they were mechaven to the Rashi Tevis of those Isias. So we have two Ramazim over here that we mentioned tonight, the Shem of Refuah and the Shem of Magin Avram, which is Kel, which is Eitzemat Naschinam. Just plugging these into the Psukim over here. Kadosh Baruch Hu brings a Mabel Shal Dever, Le'umas Ha'olam, but the Klal Yisrael, this is not going to be any Makach V'ez Hashem. He's going to be in Ganzen Refuah and in Ganzen Chesed. He's going to wake us up to the Nun Shari Bina and to the Eitzes of Chachma to be Davak HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hashem L'Mabel Yoshav is Rashi Tevis, a Yud, and a Lamed and a Yud, which is the Shem of Refuah for Klal Yisrael. That even though there's a Mabel of Dever Ba'olam, of a Klal Yisrael has this connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu with the Nun Shari Bina, the Eitzemat Naschinam. Eitzemat Naschinam is a vada in the Lamas of Kula Chesed, and we connect to that Mitoich the Mabel of the Umas Ha'olam. Klal Yisrael is connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu with Ganzen Refuah. Just moving on with the Rashi Tevis, Vayeshev Hashem Melech Li'olam. Rashi Tevis of Vayeshev Hashem Melech Li'olam is 86, because of Gematria Elikim, that even though there may appear to be Midas Hadin in the world, and there's Hashem L'Mabel Yashav for the Goyim, but for the Yidden, we're L'Malam Mizeh, and for us it's this iris of Chachma. It wakes us up, we get inspired by it, we get a new outlook from it. And with this we turn to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, or HaKadosh Baruch Hu be'emes. And with this we're going to bring Mashiach, which is the next pasuk, Hashem Oiz, La'ama Yitain. Hashem is going to give the ultimate Gvur to Klal Yisrael. The Rashi Tevis of Hashem Oiz, La'ama Yitain is Begematria 120, which once we had the Shem Elikim in the end of the last pasuk, there are 120 Sirufi Shemus of Elikim. And the final Rashi Tevis of Hashem Yivarach Asama Bashalom is a Begematria 93, Begematria Nemogin, the Matnas Chinam. Hashem Yivarach Asama Bashalom. Hashem is going to bench us Be'ez Hashem with the ultimate Shalom, with Bibias Goyal Tzedek Mimheira. Hiratzain, Yishtaka B'Zeiche, all of us to see Mashiach Tzedkenu in the coming week. Be'ez Hashem. There's no doubt that the whole world is ready for it now. Klal Yisrael is a different Klal Yisrael. We're not the same Klal Yisrael we were last week, not the same Klal Yisrael we were last year or 10 years ago. It's a totally new Metzius over here. This is historic. And Klal Yisrael is historically awakening. And if each one of us will recognize that if we awaken ourselves a little more awakening in our davening, we may be davening b'yechidus, but when you daven b'yechidus, you can daven Shemini Esrei for an hour. Nothing's going to disturb you. Find a quiet corner and bawl your eyes out for Kvayt Shemayim. Bawl your eyes out for Klal Yisrael. Everyone in Klal Yisrael should be healthy, because this is Kvayt Shemayim. Klal Yisrael mirrors Kvayt Shemayim. Bawl your eyes out. We should be zeicher to Mashiach Tzidkeinu b'mheira b'yameinu. Amen. Bez Hashem, next week's shir, Yerushalayim Yar HaKodesh. Good Shabbos.